Hi guys. What is real? What is real anymore? Hang on, I'm going to pour a drink. Get a drink. Make some toast. Order a pizza. Make a sandwich. Eat the leftover, whatever. Here's the question in this video. What is real anymore? Toast. Here's a toast to all my seekers. You guys that follow me and follow my philosophy, I call you my seekers. Because we seek the truth. Not bullshit. Not propaganda. The truth. You will always get the truth on this channel. You will always get the truth on not how I see things, not slanted in a certain way, none of that. The truth. And if you can't handle the truth, that is on you. If you can't handle the truth, that is on you. You may say, John, is it your truth or the truth? It's the truth. Cheers. When I wrote this book, I tried for years to define the truth of nature, the truth of man, the truth of reality, the truth of making decisions, the truth of what happens when you make a wrong decision. That's what the Common Point philosophy is about. The truth. It's not a fabricated religion like Christianity. Christianity was based on what Jesus taught. But was it the truth? There's a lot of truth in religion, but not all religions tell you the truth. Also, in all religions, there's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of gray area in all religion. There is no gray area in the Book of Common Point. I spent years searching, experimenting, thinking, writing, rewriting, to make sure I speak the truth in the Common Point philosophy. There are some assumptions in the philosophy of what source is. What is source? It's an entity, it's an energy, it's not spirit, it's not soul, it's not any of that religious BS. I truly believe when we die, we go back to source. We don't go to a heaven, we don't go to a hell. We're not judged. But we must judge ourselves every day. We must live in truth every day. We must judge our opinions, our actions, our decisions. We must judge our own self every day. There's not a time for judgment. There's not a person that judges you. There's not God that judges you. You must judge yourself. You must judge yourself. In order to live an amazing life, in order to live a quality of life, make the right decisions. When you make the right decisions, you have to make a judgment on that. Was that a good decision or a bad decision on you or others? The Common Point philosophy does not judge people, does not condemn people. What is real today, now? What is real? Is religion real? No. Is AI real? No. Is what's going on in the world, a lot of it real? No. So how do you define reality, and how do you differentiate the word? How do you differentiate the difference between real and false? I was watching a video the other day about now you can go on chat or whatever bot thing you want to go on YouTube or on any chat GPT. You say, write me a song, and you give it the concept, and you give it the kind of style. Write me a country song, and it will write a whole song for you. And they're pretty good. I was a songwriter for years. What happens to real songwriters? Where are we going? Is that real? When the listener listens to it and it's as good as a real songwriter would write, is it a real? It's real in context. It's a real thing. It's actually happening in this time and space, which is reality now. But in reality, it's not real, because it was made by an artificial intelligence. It wasn't made by a human being. But is it real? And is it right? I want to talk in this video about what is real, and I want to talk about my philosophy and how that pertains to reality. And I need another drink. Rum and Coke. Doing these videos makes you want to drink. Religion is not real. Religion was established the beginning of mankind. They had spirits and souls and things they had to believe in, and they would put smoke up in the air, and they would bang on drums, and they write things on caves. Man has always searched for a reason for things to be. Man has always searched for a reason. Why did it happen to me? Why did that happen? Why do bad things happen? Why do bad things happen in life? And because of bad things happen, I need a religion. I need something or something to go to explain to me why this happened to me. Why did I lose my house? Why did I lose my loved one? Why did I get a disease? Why did anything happen to me? Why does this happen? Why do things happen? When you have the question why, we as human beings want an answer. We want an answer to that question. Why did a tornado take my house? Well, that was God's decision. We got to give it to a God, because we can't answer the question. There's a lot of questions in life you can't answer. Hence, religion. Religion gives it, that's what God wanted to do. Quit living in that fantasy land. It's not Dorothy going to seeing the Wizard of Oz to get home. That's not real. What's real is facing your own reality, your own mortality. The fact that we know that we're going to die. No other animal on the planet that I know of knows they are going to die eventually. Because of the fact that we know in our minds, in the back of our minds, we know it's going to end. This is all going to end for yourself. Because we see our relatives and friends pass. And because of that, we want an answer. Where do we go? Where do we go when we die? My personal opinion, my personal belief, we go back to source. We go back to the earth. We decompose. We evaporate. We go into the atmosphere. We go into the earth. We nourish plants. If you like compost, if I die and you bury me in the backyard and I will just decompose and I go back into the earth. That's where we go. There is no soul. There is no spirit. There's none of that. It's all been made up. Because we want to believe we can continue. We want to believe we continue. I say this in all my videos. All the answers are within you, and the belief must be in yourself. All the answers are within you, and you must believe in yourself. Don't believe in a higher power. Don't believe in a God. Don't believe in the entity. Don't believe in any of that, because it's not real. It is not real. If it's not provable, it's not real. Well, John, no, Jesus. I'm not saying Jesus didn't live. I'm not saying Jesus did not do good things. I'm not saying he did not have a great intentions. But from Jesus' birth to his death, the continuation was an establishment of a religion. It's not real. I might get some pushback on this video. And I'm to the point now, well, I don't care. Because I'm not trying to convince people that want to live in that bubble to follow me. I'm not trying to convince or convert people that want to live in that fantasy bubble to follow me or follow reality. They can't accept reality. Okay? But there's that 1%, maybe more. There is that percentage of people out there that are free thinkers, that are free creators. They don't need that. They don't need that crutch. They don't need that crutch. It's a weakness. It's a crutch that's built into the human anatomy. It's built into human beings to want the answers to everything. Sometimes you can't answer everything. Sometimes you have to accept the fact that there is no answer to this question. Although there is an answer to every question, but the answer is within you. It's not out there. It's not from a religion. It's not from another person. It's not from a school. It's not from education. It's not from any of that. The answers are within you. And until you, I'm not trying to yell at you, but until you, the listener, if you're not one of my followers, not one of my seekers, until you accept the fact that you're living in a bubble, you will never have a fulfilled life. You will never have a complete, harmonious, fulfilled life. A fulfilled life comes from understanding yourself. A fulfilled life comes from accepting yourself. A fulfilled life comes from not judging others for what they think or what they do. Well, John, you're judging. I'm judging people's decisions. I'm not judging them. We all have the ability, because we're human, we all have the ability to think out of the box. We all have the ability to look inward. We all have the ability to create an amazing life. But we don't, for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to name you some of the reasons. One is we put up these walls that we have to build. The walls we build in front of us stop us from thinking out of the box. Religion is a wall. Faith is a wall. The difference between faith and religion. Religion is something that's taught to you, that you believe, that's handed down to you from generation. Faith is just, well, I think I can jump over that wall. Or I think I can fly. I believe I can fly. Believe is a faith. Not believing in a religion, but belief. I believe in myself that I can fly. I really think I can do that. So I'm going to jump off the roof of the house and flop my arms. I'm going to see if I can fly. That's faith. Faith usually brings you a lot of pain. Faith usually brings you pain. Doesn't bring you resolve. If it brings you resolve, it's not because of the faith you believe in, it's because you've accepted that something is resolving it. So internally, you've actually resolved it yourself. It's not the faith or the belief that resolved your pain, that took away your pain, took away your suffering. It was your brain, your analytical thinking that decided to say, okay, I'm going to block this. I'm not going to look at this, or I'm going to accept this. It was your brain that did that. It wasn't faith. It was like, oh, God did this for me. No, you did it yourself. You did it yourself. Okay, am I saying there's no God? Maybe I am. Nobody knows if there is a God. Nobody knows. Nobody can prove it. It is not a provable thing. So if I'm looking at the scales, I'm saying, well, do I want to believe this over here? This is faith. Do I want to believe reality? I'm going to go on the scale of reality. I'm going to go on the scale. It's like I'm driving my car down the road. I'm driving and the gas meter's going down like this. I'm driving from Florida to New York, and the gas meter's going down. It's going 3/4, quarter, a half of a quarter, and it's on the little red line. It's on the red line. That's where faith and reality. That's where faith and reality meet the crossroads. Faith. That's where faith. I'm going to make it. I get another 80 miles. I'm going to make it to New York. I'm going to make it to the border. And the gas is on the red little line. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. That's faith. Reality is the engine's burning so many gallons. And it's going to go, and it's going to go. And next thing you know, boom, you run out of gas. Faith didn't work, did it? Reality did. Faith did not work. Because faith is not reality. Reality is you're out of gas. And because of your faith that you'd make it, you are now opening the trunk, getting your gas can and walking to a gas station because your car's parked. There's your faith. That's the simplest analogy I can make about between faith and reality. This is reality. I'm not saying you cannot have faith. We all must have some faith in some stuff. I get it. It's like believing in the tooth fairy, believing in Santa Claus, or believing in spirits, believing in Wonderland. It makes us feel better. It makes us feel fuzzy and warm. It makes us feel comfortable. It serves a purpose. It does serve a purpose. But don't let it serve the end purpose in your life. Use it as a secondary thing. Well, I got faith that this video is going to get done on time today. I hope it does. Hope and faith. I'm wishing it does. I don't know. I'm looking at the clock. It's getting a little late. Will I get it done? Will I get it edited? Will I get it up? Will I launch it today? I got faith that I will. The reality is I'm looking at the clock and it says 11:33. So once you get the video done, I got to edit it. That's another hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on how fussy and how particular I want to get with the edits. So you look at 11:30, 12:30, 1, 2 o'clock. So I got other chores. I got things I got to do today. So maybe by 4 o'clock, I will have the video done. Maybe I'll get it uploaded by 8 o'clock tonight. Once we did the rendering, or once it doesn't upload into YouTube. But I have faith that I'm going to get it done. What supports my faith? What is the really true thing that supports your faith if you think about it? Reality. The reality is, I know, I'm pretty sure, unless something happens majorly, like somebody knocked on the door and there's a major emergency in my life, or the power goes off, I'm pretty sure for the time that I have left that I'm going to get this video done and up. Because I know how much time it takes me to do that from start to finish. I've got an idea in my head how long it's going to take me to do that with a video. So my faith is supported by reality. Your faith must be supported by reality. Your faith, in order to believe it, must be supported by reality. If you believe in your faith and circumstance without reality, you're living in a fantasy world. You're letting that belief, which is out here just floating out of nowhere, that belief run your life. Run your life. Because if you look at your life, you say, oh, the alarm went off. I've got an hour to get ready. Get in the car, take a shower, get ready, get in the car and get to work by 8:30. I believe I'm going to do it because I've done it every day in about an hour and a half. I get up, I take a shower, I have breakfast, I get dressed. I didn't forget my phone. I didn't forget anything. I'm in the car. I'm down the road. I got 15 minutes. I got faith. I'm going to get there because you've done it many times. Your faith is based on your reality, your past reality. That's reality. So what is reality in this video? That is reality. Now, if you get up late, in the back of your mind, you know without a doubt you will not make it to work because you can't get everything done you need to do to get to work. So you can have as much faith as you want, but it's not based on reality, and you're going to be late. Have a drink, make a pizza. I wrote this book because I believe in reality. I believe in tangible things. We are going down a road right now with artificial intelligence. And then next, it's going to be the Wild West in the next 20 years. And the music industry is going to collapse. The art industry is going to collapse. Anything creative, anything that's creative. A painting will be made, photographs will be made. Somebody will alter me and make one of me out there and say, this is a fake of John Tenuto talking about the common point philosophy. You're going to see a lot of fakes coming out because it's getting that good. It's getting that good. I'm waiting for somebody to make a fake religion. Think about that. You literally go into the chat bot and say, create a religion for me. Create a religion. There it is. There's the tenets. There's the rules. There's the religion. And give it a name. And they give it a name. You start a religion. Then you put it on the internet. Some people start to follow it. It's totally fake. The religion is fake. It's made by AI. It wasn't made by a human being. Think about that. That's where we are going with AI. Now, there is some good stuff that's going to happen because of AI. You'll be able to find better medicines and better cures for diseases because you can put it into the think tank of AI and go, we want a cure for arthritis. Figure out a cure for arthritis, which I would love because I have arthritis. And it will spit out, and think about it. We'll take all the knowledge of humankind and crush it and say, okay, here is a way to cure arthritis. There's a lot of good with AI, but there's a lot of danger and a lot of bad about it too. What is real? I keep looking down at my notes. What is real to you? What is real? Think about that. I want you to live a real life. I want you to live in reality. I want you to live a real life as a human being. I know we have all this that we're connected to AI, connected to all this stuff. But as a seeker of knowledge, as a seeker of wisdom, as a seeker of a better life, in order to get that, you must live a real life. Like I said about reality. Reality is stuff that you can touch, feel, hear, under all your senses. Create your reality. That is your reality. The reality of the common point philosophy. It's about reality. It's about connecting to source. What is source, John? Source is in everything that exists. Source is in everything that is, was, will be, and it's in everything. What is source? The best way I can explain source to you, if you hug somebody and you feel that essence, you feel that energy from them, that life essence from that person, that is source, and that is in everything that exists. Will AI ever have source? Maybe. I don't know. Will a robot ever have source? In essence, it does, because it's made out of materials from the earth. Everything has source in it. So in essence, if you make a robot, it does have source. Not a soul, not a spirit, not any of that. But it does have a source. And will it develop that source into a consciousness? Will a robot or AI develop that source eventually into consciousness, having self-awareness? I believe it will. I believe it will, because I truly believe that our awareness comes from evolution. We evolved into being aware. We have evolved into being self-aware. So as robots and AI and all that develop more and more and more, and they self-develop, when they start self-develop, making in other words, you got a robot actually making robots, like making cars. When we get to that point, they will start having awareness. When they start having awareness, then they will start having self-aware. In other words, I'm aware that that candle's burning right there. You got a robot standing there and they're cooking you dinner. I'm aware that the stove is hot. It's aware of that. And then it burns itself, pulls its arm back. Then it starts developing self-awareness and memorizing that. Now, if I do that again, I'm going to get burnt. That's how awareness and self-awareness was established over thousands and thousands of years in human beings. That's how awareness was established. It's not given by a God. I'm going to make you aware that you're a man and, you can't. It's all bullshit. Awareness was established through eons and eons of trial and error. Once we learned and we learn more, we become aware of things. It's like man looking at his hand, knowing it's its own hand. Or looking into the water and seeing his reflection in the water. That's me in the water. How does he know it's me? He touches the water and he sees his hand. He knows his hand is his hand. That's self-awareness. That's real. That's reality. That is real. How am I doing on time here? Oh, we're doing good. I'm looking at the number on the, looking at the number on the phone, on the camera. I'm going to close this video down. The video was about what is real. What is real? What is real? Here's the thing. I need a drink. I'm sweating a little bit because it's hot in here. I got the air conditioner off, but that's okay. We're almost done. What is real to you? Pick anything. Your religion, your faith, your friends, your schedule, your job, your decisions, whatever decisions you make. Look at them face on. Is this reality? Go for the facts. Is this reality? Religion is not real. Faith is not real. I'm not saying you can't follow that. If that's who you are, if that's what you want to be, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But the thing is, when you couple yourself with an imaginary world, when you couple your reality with an imaginary world, your progress in your life and what you want to achieve in life, as far as bringing the truth to you, will be limited. I'm going to say that again. When you live in a bubble, when you live in a fantasy world, believing things out of faith more than believing things out of reality, you will struggle more than anybody else. Because eventually, every living thing, no matter what it is, even the robot, eventually will be a living thing, believe it or not. Every living thing, especially human beings, if they don't face their own self-truth, who they are, how they think, how they make decisions, and how they think about things critically in their mind, they will always struggle. Now here's the out for a lot of people that are very religious. Well, I just hand it over to God. I'll hand it over He'll take care of it. God, it will be fine. And then when things work out, they thank their God. Which I think is ironic. Anyway, I'm going to go. Love you guys. Get involved with the Common Point philosophy. Get involved with this philosophy. It will change your life.